Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share a really exciting moment with you. I was trying to solve a super complex SQL query that had me stumped for a while. After spending hours trying to figure it out, I was not able to come up with any solution. Then I started thinking in some another direction, and I finally had a breakthrough and I solved it using a completely different method. It was a challenging experience, but I am so proud of myself for learning something new and pushing through the frustration. In this video, I'll walk you through the problem, the process I went through, and the solution I discovered. So let's dive in and learn together. So the question is running sum with the cap. So now let me explain what does that mean. So let me go to the G sheet. So running sum with cap, what does that mean is, so normal running sum is like this will be 800, then this will be 2700, then 2700 plus 1750 will be 4450, then 4450 plus negative of 20,000 is minus 15,550. Okay, then minus 15,550 plus 900, it will be minus of 14,650. So like this it will go till the end. Okay, so this is normal running sum, but the sum like let me write here normal. Okay, but what is capped running sum? So in this problem, capped running sum is like whenever the running sum goes below 0, we have to again restart the window of running sum. And restart the window of running sum, what does that mean is, suppose this is 100, so it will be 800 because it's positive, then it will be 2700. Okay, 2700, then it will be 4450. Okay, now if you see here the running sum is negative, but we don't have to put here the negative values. Whenever the value is goes below 0, negative, we have to put 0 and again start the new window, new running sum window. So new running sum window means again we'll start from here, it will be fresh, like from it will be again 900, then again 900 plus 3900, it will be 4800. Okay, then again 4800 plus a negative of 2600, it will be 2200. Then here it will be 2200 added with negative of 2600, so it will be minus 400. Here it will be minus 400, but we don't want minus 400. Here it will be again we have to give it as 0 and again we have to start as a fresh, so it will be 21,000. Then here it will be 21,000 minus 2400, it will be 18,600. Okay, 18,600. So this is called a capped running sum. Whenever the values goes below 0, we have to goes negative, we have to give it as 0 and start fresh running sum. Okay, so I was initially thinking like using the analytical functions or some like native SQL, which we have native SQL things and functions, but I was not able to come up with any solution. So I started searching on YouTube. So I found one solution. It was a good solution, a tricky solution, but then I wanted to solve it on my own, wanted to have my own solution, because these videos are not like just for getting the views. I don't create the videos. I create the videos so that I can learn something new. I'm 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 also learning with you all. So whenever I find some solution or some question, I first solve it using my own methods, or I first solve it on my own, and once I solve that, I get a better understanding of what's happening in that query, and once I understand the things, I can explain it to others in a very easy manner. So that's why I started thinking in different directions, like how to solve this, and I managed to solve this question using recursion. So on recursion, I think I have already 2 videos on my channel, so um, you can watch that recursion videos, uh, recursive CTE videos on my channel before going through this solution. Otherwise you will find a difficulty in understanding the solution which I'm going to show. So let me remove this thing. So to solve this, I will first recommend you watch my recursion video, please, then only come to this solution. So in recursion, before using recursion, what I'm going to do is I'm going to compute the row number for each row. So it will be like 12 rows. Okay, sorry, 1 2 then 12. Okay, so we have row number from 1 to 12. Now let me just give a what is recursive CTE, how it works, just a brief overview. I'm not going in detail. So we in recursive CTE we have a anchor query. So this is anchor query, and we have a union, and then we have a recursive query. So how does it works? So anchor query runs only once. So in anchor query we should select the rows from which we want to start. So in my case I want to start from this row, okay, because I want running sum based on this order date. So my first row should be this. So here I will get in anchor query, I will get this row, okay. In anchor query will return me this row, okay. Let me mark it as yellow. So anchor query will return this row, and it will terminate, like it will not return anything, just it will return me this row. Now this recursion part will start. So recursion query, what we have to do in this case, we have to take the previous whatever the previous output is and add the current revenue. So when this recursive query will run first, then it will have first value as 1900. So this 1900 will be summed up here, okay. So when 1900 will be summed to the previous output, the revenue will be 2700, okay. Now this recursive CTE will hold the 2700 as the revenue. So this recursive CTE column of revenue will have the value as 2700, okay. Again this recursive query will run. So now the current revenue is 1750. So it will be added to the previous output. The previous output is not this one, not this yellow one. The previous output is now 2700, okay. So this 1750 will be added to that 2700, okay. 2700 plus 1750 is 4450, okay. This you can ignore now, will be ignored. Now the recursive CTE revenue column has the value 4450. Now the current, again this recursive query will run, and now we have this 20 minus 10, 20,000. Okay, so 4450 plus negative of 20,000 will give us minus of 15,550. Okay, and whenever we can write this logic, a case statement in the recursive query, so whenever the sum goes below 0, so instead of writing this calculation, we will just put a 0. Okay, now you can ignore this. Okay, now comes the main part. Now if you see, the recursive CTE revenue column is 0, the previous output 0, and now we are going to add the 900 to it. So when we add 900, the 900 plus 0 will be 900. Okay, and this will be ignored now. Now the recursive CTE revenue column has this 900. So if you see, whenever there is negative value, we have managed to get the 0. Okay, so to understand this thing and the SQL query which I am going to use now, you have to first check my recursive CTE videos. So let me go to the BigQuery editor now and show you the solution. So here I am in my BigQuery editor now, and I have created this row number, computed the row number for each row, and I have not created the physical table in BigQuery. Like I have run this query, and the BigQuery returns a temporary table, so I have copied that temporary table here. So this is the name of that temporary table which BigQuery has written. So this contains the all the data plus the row numbers. Okay, so what I am going to do first is, first part of the recursive CTE. So recursive CTE in BigQuery is written like this, and in some other SQL engine I don't know, but the logic will be same. So okay, so first statement will be the anchor query. So in anchor query I want only the first row, and all the subsequent sums calculation will be done from the first row onwards. Okay, so in the first row I want the in the first anchor query I want the first row where the rn equal to 1. So I can select in that way. So select d underscore date. Okay, and then revenue, revenue, then row number from from that temporary table, not from files, from that temporary table is this one. Okay, so and I want only the first row. So how I can get the first row? For that only I have computed the row numbers, so where rn equal to 1. So this will give me the first row where I can start my solution. I can add the sum like revenue to that revenue, previous revenue repeatedly. So union all. Okay, not union all, union all. Then this is the recursive part which will run again and again till some base condition is there. So what I'm going to do is select from. So if you have seen my recursive CTE video, like, so you must be knowing that whenever we write the recursive part, we have to somehow reference this recursive CTE name in this recursion logic, recursive SQL. So I'm going to do data. I'm going to name it as A, and I'm going to join on this table again. Okay, I will tell you why I am doing this. Let me first write this thing and B. Okay, now what I am going to do is I am going to take the date column from this B. Okay, so B dot D underscore date, then I'm going to write a case statement. So the case statement will be like this: case when A dot revenue plus B dot revenue is less than 0, then put 0, else it will be this part only, the sum of current row and the previous output, and as revenue. Okay, and I'm going to B dot Rn, and now the how I'm going to join this thing is what I have to do is, see, this row will return 1 where Rn equal to 1. Okay, so what I want in this recursive CTE is whatever rows the previous whatever output I have got, I have to take the next row number to add. Okay, so suppose here the row number is 1, I want to get the row which have row number 2. Okay, so how I'll get the row number 2? So I have to join my join condition will be on B dot Rn equal to A dot Rn plus 1. So what it's doing is, suppose this is the first row, this will be the first row, its row number will be 1. Now here I want to get the row number 2. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to join A on B such a way that the B's row number will be A plus 1. So for this thing it will be A plus 1 plus 1. So it's already 1, so plus 1 will be 2. So here I will get the row which has row number equal to 2. Okay, so I'll get this row, I'll get this row. After getting this row, I am going to sum the previous, the A's revenue plus the B's revenue. Okay, and if it is 0, less than 0, I'll put 0, else I'll sum up the revenue and I'm putting it in the column revenue. Okay, and I want this Rn also, because when I'll execute this, when this recursive query will execute, its output will be stored in the data. Okay, this previous one will be it will be removed from there, and whatever the output this will return, it will be stored as the output in this data. So again, for when again after computing this thing, when the next time the recursion runs, so this data will hold the summed up value of this thing. So previously here it was where row number equal to 1, so it was 800, and when the recursion ran, so it returned this 1900, so total will be 2700 with the row number equal to 2. Now when this again will run, so here in data we have values like this. Let me show you what will be the values when the data again when the recursion again runs. So in the data we will have values, this d date will be this. Okay, then revenue will be summed up of this 1800 plus 1900, it is 2700. Okay, and the row number will be 2. Okay, now if again there is this recursive part will run. Okay, now what I'm doing, like b dot rn equal to a plus rn plus 1. So I'm searching the rows which have b dot rn equal to a plus rn. So what is a is this data, this, and in data we have values like this, and rn is 2. So 2 plus 1 is 3. So I am going to search in b table, this table, this table, where it is rn equal to 3, and this way we can get the next row and then sum up the revenue with the previous one. So if you have watched my SQL CTE, recursive CTE video, then you will understand this very easily. So I request you to watch the previous videos. Okay, and now it's just simple select star from data and order it by d underscore date. Run this query. Ignore this rn, just focus in this revenue part. So it's 800, this is 2700 and 400, 4450. And let me compare, let me copy this thing to the G sheet as well. So if you see here, now the revenue is 800, so here it will be 8, here it is 800. So 800 plus 1900 is 2700. So 2700 plus 1750, it is 4450, and 4450 added with minus of 20,000, it will give the negative number, so it is 0. Again we are starting fresh. So 900 is 900, and 3900 plus 3900 is 4800. 4000 added with negative of 2600 is 2200, and 2200 added with negative of 2600 is negative value, so it is 0, and again we are starting fresh. So I have used the recursive CTE method to solve this problem. So with recursion it is very easy, and that's all for this video. So I hope you will learn something new in this video, and for more such videos you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.